In a world of wonderful weapons and warframes, we want what's best as far as our builds go, and this is a series about doing the exact opposite of that and building absolutely terribly. So in this video I'm going to be using Oberange, and Oberange is generally not a good frame as it is, but I'm going to be building for a range build, so I've got max overextended and max stretch. I mean, I've tried to throw on some strength as well just so I can actually do some damage with this, and basically what I'm going to be wanting to do is throw out things like hallowed ground, and I have the augment for reckoning which causes hallowed ground on any enemies it kills. And then I've just got Simulor so I can try and drag enemies onto the hallowed ground, and just general a paladin style AoE build. And honestly, I think this one could do alright, so I'm actually going to try and challenge myself, and I'll do a high-ish level mission. I'll go for a defense on a high level corpus mission, if I can. There we go. Okay, so wish me luck. Honestly, a high level defense mission with Oberange is already asking for trouble. I honestly don't think this is going to go too well, and I feel we need to say this in every single video I do. I'm not a good Warframe player, honestly I am not. So let's drop the first hallowed ground, and see, the range on that is actually pretty damn impressive, but I'm probably going to be needing a lot of energy, so I will be dropping energy pads at pretty frequent intervals. But as you can see, it's doing a lot of damage, and if I try and synergize it with the Simulor's little vortex, then that will increase the DPS and it will suck enemies into the same area. So, you know what? That's actually looking pretty good, and the Simulor itself can do a lot of damage if it actually works. There we go. So I just need to make sure I cover all my angles, and if I'm in a pinch, then I can use Reckoning. Let's just see. One sec, I'll finish this wave, and then I'll see next wave just how powerful Reckoning can be. Akenbrun is going to do a good job at defending me if I need it, and it's pretty good in terms of defense too. If I pull it out, I can hold right click to just defend myself against attacks, and I should have been doing that instead of using the Simulor. And I'm going to use the Simulor for now, just to see if I can get extra damage out and make these first few waves pretty fast. But I probably should be focusing on grouping enemies up so I can use Reckoning and seeing just how powerful that is. So let's wait for enemies to come, and then I'll drop a Reckoning, and I'll see what range is like on it too. And there we go. As you can see, it leaves a few hallowed grounds on the floor. Those ones though, I don't know if they're affected by power range and power strength, which is where my first problem lies. My Maridatron isn't actually doing as much damage as I thought. I usually use this with Volt's shield, which is, I expect it to be doing more damage than it currently is. I'm going to drop a Reckoning here just because I allowed myself to get surrounded there, so I was getting too distracted with using other weapons. But this build, it's definitely not one of the worst builds, but it's definitely not a build you want to be going into public lobbies with, or running tier 4 void missions or anything of that sort. And I think I'm not struggling, but I'm not storming through these waves. I am taking a fair amount of damage. I actually think, as opposed to using weapons, I think hallowed ground is where it's at, because the range on this, when you're running a max range Oberon, is just ridiculous. Like, look at that range. It is crazy. And I think if people did play Oberon like this, then you'd actually find him more fun than he is. A lot of people play Oberon as a AoE damage dealer in ways of using Reckoning, and like, they don't use range on it because obviously that can make it inefficient. They use Reckoning as a spammy damage dealer than a range one. But I think Oberon has untapped potential that not many people are realising, if I'm perfectly honest. Tried to grab onto the zipline there, that didn't work too well. The Simulor itself, is being pretty damn good at this. What happens if I drop a, well, first an energy pad up here. What happens if I drop hallowed ground up here? Okay, that makes sense, I can't use it. But now I need to wait for my energy pad to come back. I mean, do another charge so I can actually get full use out of it. There we go, so this build, I'm being pretty impressed with it so far, and the good thing is, every time I use Reckoning, I'm actually spawning health orbs for myself, which is, it was one of Oberon's selling points, but generally health orbs aren't too good. There's so many other ways you can heal, like my third ability, I can use that, what's the name of the third ability again? Renewal. I could use Renewal to heal myself, I could drop down health pads, I could just get another Warframe in like Trinity or something, and that's much more efficient. The hallowed ground on itself is managing to clear up the enemies pretty well. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll be alright. I'm going to try and go past wave 5 and see if I can get to wave 10 with this build. Okay, so now that the enemies are doing damage, I honestly think I've bitten off more than I can chew. I'm managing to do damage with hallowed ground, and the Simulor is really helping, but I've got nothing really going in terms of survivability. I know I've got those health orbs that I've mentioned, and I have also obviously got my awakening, I've forgotten what it's called, renewal rather, and I've even got like other abilities like that, but they're not doing exactly what I want. I mean, I'm doing the damage, but I can't kill the enemies faster than they can shoot bullets at me, and that's where I'm going to have problems with this, I think. The Simulor is really being the MVP here. Is that a... I thought that was my Leech Xmas, but... Oh, I just heard a grenade. I have no idea where the enemy was. There he is. So what I might actually do is force myself to stop using the Simulor for a bit. I'll switch to Akenbrun, and I will use it if I need to, but otherwise I'm just going to try relying on my abilities and my abilities alone to pump out the damage. I've got my little Leech Xmas dude here helping, but he is very, very low on health. So enemies are coming up from there, but only very rarely. I'll drop one here, and I'll try and get a little further in and drop one there too, just so it does damage longer. And you can see it's actually pretty damn efficient. I've got like a floor of lava here essentially, which is killing the enemies before they can get here. I can't really put duration on this build, due to the fact that the mod space is all reserved for natural talent, which natural talent is mandatory on this build with the casting speeds of Oberon. It's not as long as something like Necros, but it is pretty damn long in itself. And then just everything else like power range and power strength and everything that's costing a lot of mod slots, so I can't really throw on anything for duration, and I might as well just drop the energy pads if I have them. Even Akenbrunt is not damaging them too well. How much damage does that do? It does a considerable amount of damage, and it does actually do AoE too with all the things that bounce. So maybe I should use that to kill single targets, because I think I will be able to get to wave 10, but I think I'm going to die once or twice before I do get there, if I'm perfectly honest, and being realistic here. Right, if I left an... Yes, I've left an enemy over here. I think he must be sitting up here in cover or something. Where is he? He is... Let's look at the radar. He is... Okay, of course, it's always the Ospreys. It is always the damn Ospreys. There we go, sweet. Nice 956 affinity from that dude, but now I can get to the zipline again and defend this place. So in fact, no, I can't do this. I haven't got energy. So I'm going to drop an energy pad. I'm going to drop another Leech Xmas. I'm going to drop a Hallowed Ground there. I'll drop a Hallowed Ground here, just so if I see the damage numbers, I know that enemy's coming. And I might... Oh, crap. Okay, they're coming from down here too now. So the spawn locations of the enemies has changed. I'm going to need to get in cover here. Because honestly, I know it may look like I'm playing like a pussy, but I will die. If I stay out in the open, I will die. There's no doubt about it. I haven't got the shields or the health or anything. Alright, those have worn off, so that was very bad casting. Jesus Christ, even the width for these is pretty damn huge. But, oh, this is going to be a problem. Alright, let's see if I can be ninja-like here and kill this dude down here. Wait, is he already dead? I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm going to have to drop a Reckoning just because I would have died. I very, very quickly would have died if I just stood out there in the open. The Ospreys are what are causing problems. Even that, like, it has so much health. I hate these things so much. And he's going to zoop away. I will actually just drop another Reckoning, I think. There we go, pop. And that will drop a load of Hallowed Grounds around here. Which, as you can see, these ones are doing very, very weak damage compared to the actual ability Hallowed Ground, like that. That's doing damage, more ticks, and it obviously covers more ground. I just think that one is a better one to use. So Reckoning, I'm actually pretty disappointed by Reckoning, and obviously the Augment isn't, well, I feel like the Augment could be better. Let's pop that, just because otherwise I'll have to run up and try and get melee. Power Strength Oberon with range, I feel is pretty good. Like, it is one of the worst builds, I'm not gonna lie. That's obviously if I don't include things like Ice Coat and the voters. If you use the normal mods that people actually use, then Power Strength and Power Range Oberon is one of the worst builds. But it's good. It's fun to play as, and it forces you into a different playstyle that not many people use these days. So I think maybe more people should give it a chance. And this is a series about finding the worst builds, and as I said, this isn't ideal Oberon. Like, if you're trying to synergize with team members, if you're trying to use it for healing or something, then there are definitely better ones to be using. But it's fun. And I mean, in a game where you're wanting to have fun, is it, like, I mean, having fun is what's... why am I talking like I'm out of some American cliche movie? You get the point, you get what I'm trying to say. I think this is a build some people should try once or twice. If they're too used to playing Oberon the same old way, then I should give this one a try. Because, I mean, it looks cool. Look at the range of these hallowed grounds. It's pretty fun. It could be good for defense, I guess. But if you do anything too high level, then you're not going to be going many waves, because I definitely don't think I could get to 15. I think 10 is the max I could do. But yeah, this has been one of the worst Warframe builds. It's power, strength, and power range Oberon. Until next time, let me know if you have any ideas for your own worst builds. This is me, Evans with Z11, and this is me out. Peace.